Spring and summer 2024 fashion is all about frills and bows, girly stuff. I'm all in. I found this free summer dress pattern which checks all the boxes. It's the Milana dress by Vikisews and I've decided to make it. Hi, welcome to my eclectic channel. My name is Agnes and I make videos for fun. We've got most of the pieces for the dress, but we need to draft and cut facing pieces for the neckline, for the front bodice and down the back. I'm linking below 2 tutorials on doing a facing for a v-neck. The first one is about drafting the facing pattern, and that one is actually general. And then the second one is on how to stitch the facing when you have a v-neck. Very detailed, very easy to follow. To support the tutorial, I am showing you the pictures of what this looked like for this particular project with a summary of the key points. In the tutorial, she has you draft the facing right onto the back and front bodice pattern pieces, and then she transfers that with tracing paper onto into its own on its own paper. Now I don't have tracing paper, so what I did instead was to trace around my front and back bodies and create new ones, and then I drew on those and I cut those. You don't need, if you do that, you actually don't need the entire piece, like your front and side bodies, just around the neckline. And you want to add 4 inches, 10 centimeters on either side, like have room around to work with. From here, I followed the drafting procedures described in the tutorial. She gives a lot of helpful details. It got dicey here in terms of fabric, but I had just enough leftovers that I was able to cut my facing out of the same fabric as the rest of the dress. I have all my pieces. To summarize, that is the front flounce that goes at the bottom of the skirt, the back flounce, the front piece for the skirt, the front bodice. I have two of these, and then I've got 2 of the back bodies, and then I got the bands that will make up the ties in the back. I got 2 pieces. We've got the back skirt, and then our little pieces. So the ruffles for the sleeves, cut on the fold, and I got 2 of these. And then my wonderful facing. So 2 pieces for the back facing, and then the front facing was cut on the fold. We are ready to sew. The pattern instructions has detailed instructions and a lot of the necessary finishing, a lot of pressing. If you follow those instructions to the letter, aside from the fitting issues that I mentioned, you will obtain a beautiful end product. I'm modifying the dress, so I'm not going to be able to follow all the instructions. The 2 big differences are I'm not lining the dress, and instead of the ruffle color, I'm doing cap sleeves. That changes the construction and sequence of steps. I watched tutorials on how to finish the v-neck line, the tutorial I mentioned, and then more tutorials on how to do the ruffled cap sleeves. putting it all together, I've determined that the broad outline of the procedure is: number 1, sew the darts on the front bodice. Number 2, prepare the ties. Number 3, it's a 12-step process, you guys. Number 3, stitch the 2 pieces of the front bodice together down the middle. Number 4, attach the back bodice pieces to the front at the shoulders. Number 5, finish the neckline with a facing. And the ties get attached to the back bodice at that point. I wrote that down in my procedure and I forgot. So when you watch the video, maybe you'll see it'll look a little weird at some point, but I'm putting things chronologically for you guys so you will not mess up. Number 6, attach the sleeves and do most of the finishing at the armholes. Number 7, we finally close the side seams on the bodice. Number 8, stitch the front and the back of the skirt together. Number 9, stitch the front and back flounces, the frills, the ruffle that goes at the bottom of the skirt to form a ring, and hem that. Number 10, gather the flounce and attach to the bottom of the skirt. Number 11, attach the front of the skirt to the front of the bodice. And number 12, create a channel at the back of the skirt in order to insert the elastic. The further down we go in this procedure, the fuzzier it gets in my mind. I'll just cross those bridges when I get to them. In particular, I don't have a good notion of how I'm going to finish the seam for the skirt and do the channel for the elastic in the back. Let's begin. First, the darts. I've pressed the darts. If you follow the instructions, and I'm looking at them as I'm working through this, they have you trim the dart seam allowance so that it's shorter, and then you'll have a raw edge. And the reason they're doing that is because there's the lining, and the lining also has darts, and it'll be a lot of bulk if you leave the entire seam allowance. Also, if it's raw, it's okay because they'll be against each other, hiding and not fraying as easily. In my case, I'm not using a lining, so I don't want, like, this acts as a French seam right now, which is good, and I'm not going to have all that bulk in the seams. So I'm going to leave my darts as they are and move on to the next step. And we'll work on that next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like.